Hey folks, I'm out today. Did a really nice video in the park, and because of the wind, it was inaudible. You couldn't hear more than maybe 2 minutes of the whole, 8 or 10 minute video. So I had to come home and do it here in front of in my studio with my flag. These colors don't run, babe. I want to do a video to express what a bitch I was when I was hiding who I was. Basically, it was very much a stressor, and it was causing so many physical problems with me. I had no clue, and finding out wasn't, it was a shock. I had things like IBS, I had stress, panic attacks, I had anxiety attacks, real anger issues. Like I said, I was a firecracker waiting to go off at a moment's notice, or with any stupid little thing would set me off. And and this was with people I love, and people who love me, and I found that very hard. So basically I agreed with myself. See, I had told people over the years about who I was, and they turned on me, and I had to move several times because of it. I lost a lot of business. That was the reason that I chose to wait to transgender, was because I was a tattoo artist, and a transgender tattoo artist would make that much. So basically, especially in the small towns and communities I was living in, you've been found dead at the side of the highway somewhere, and basically. So I did tell people along the way, and they turned on me, and so I decided I wasn't telling any more people until I got my transition going. So when I came here, when my daughter got sick, she got sick with MS, and then she passed away in 2012, 2 years after I got here. So I figured, well, I'm going to stay here and try and get a doctor and try and get this transition going. And so I looked, and I looked, and I looked, and 7 years, I still couldn't find a doctor. It was impossible to find a doctor in this town, or even in Ontario. It was just, there's no doctors here. They've all been chased away to the Middle East where there's more money. So basically we're left with, new kids just coming out of this colleges and stuff. So basically I ended up going to the trans clinic, and they took me in, even though their requirement is you have a doctor. They have a doctor there, so they got me through into the program to get on my HRT, which is the hormone replacement therapy. You have to go through for 2 to 3, 4, even up to 4 years before you get your surgery. So it's an important part of this whole transition, right? So basically I was hiding everything, and I was just miserable. I was a miserable soul, and I knew it was going to have to come to a close. I did finally get into the London clinic and started using my sister's truck. She kept asking where I was going. I told her the doctor. She said, "Can I come with you?" I said, "No, it's personal. I can't take you," basically. So I would have to sneak all my makeup and my hair and everything out to the truck and kind of get myself put together before I went to the clinic. So basically it was like sneaking around it made it so much more stressful for me and for my sis. Finally, about 3 months into my T-blockers, I came clean with her. And I just told her straight out, and she reacted totally unexpected. Like I didn't expect her to react so supportive. And the woman's been telling me she loves me, as what she perceived to be her brother. So I was her brother before I was her sister. If that makes any sense. It does to us, but she didn't know. So I was hiding all this. So I was like her brother, and she stood by me through thick and thin, and I stood by her through thick and thin as well. And that's what I mean. Family's not always blood, okay? Sometimes friends will be the best family, in your life. So basically I found out because she's very supportive, and she wanted to be a part of my transition. So she now goes to all my appointments with me, and she's in the doctor's office. She cares. She genuinely cares for me. If this is going to be hard on me, or if she's worried about the surgeries. Basically, our relationship got so much better when I told her. Now that you might not always find that if you're coming out trans, you pretty much have to throw your give a fuck card out the window, and I'm sorry for the language, but you don't need it anymore, because you're going to go through so much. And if you give a fuck about everything that you go through as a transgender person, you're going to go crazy. You're going to end up committing suicide, or killing somebody and ending up in prison, okay? And that's not a good place to be. Basically, you have to expose your inner self, and to be yourself in order to be who you are. And people, I think, resent it more when it's hidden than they do when you're out as trans. So basically, she has been very, very accepting of all of this. Since I told her, my IBS went away, my panic attacks went away, my stress attacks, like anxiety attacks, all of that, it all went away. And gee, I've never felt better as a person. I've never felt more whole, more content, and more happy than when I came out transgender to my sis, and to everybody. I came out to everybody. A lot of people reacted badly. My neighborhood still, to this day, is still kind of not sure what to think. I really don't care what they think. It's not about them, it's about me. You know, if they can't be supportive, then screw them. It's not about them anyway. And if they are supportive, I'm fully accept their support. And, you know, I don't treat people badly. I treat people as they treat me. And that's how I've always been. If people are quiet with me, I'm quiet with them, yada yada, right? So anyway, like I said, 80% of transgender people never come out to get treatment. They never come out to get surgery and to transition. And a lot of that, I believe, is societal intimidation. They know they're going to lose the life as they know it. They're going to lose probably their job and their family, and yeah, that can happen. Or sometimes it doesn't happen. It's a chance you've got to take. If you are transgender in your soul, if you know you are a different sex, it's your right to be the sex that you are. Don't let people say that transitioning is wrong or bad. It's not. It's becoming who you are. It's opening up who you are. There's nothing wrong with that at all. It's a good thing, and you shouldn't hide who you are. I found that out. I've been living in the wrong body for 56 years, 57 this year. And I didn't start my transition until about a year ago. Like, I've been 11 months now in transition. So at the end of May, I'll be doing my first year transition video, and I'll be showing pictures of what I look like along the way, and it's been quite a change. I know you look at me now and you still see, you know, my gaunt features and stuff, but another year or two after of the HRT, that will change some. So, you know, it's not like you get a facelift from the estrogen or anything. I wish. And it doesn't help with your voice at all. You have to work on that yourself. But there's avenues to help you with that. So basically, you need to be you. And if you're living in the wrong body, I plead to you to think about coming out and just being you. Because if you're going through what I was going through, then I can fully relate. And, you know, the illnesses that it causes to your body is phenomenal, you know. And like I said, I've never been more content since I came out and started my transition. I've never been this happy, and I'm really, really, truly feeling in control. Like I'm in the driver's seat now. Yeah, I still get moody and stuff. I'm still a bitch, of course, but I don't go off at the drop of a hat now. My temper's a lot better. You know, and like I said, a lot of my physical illnesses that were, you know, being brought on by hiding it are gone now, and I'm actually feeling really healthy. And, you know, you don't know the toll it takes on your health until you go through it. But basically, I'm at a point in my life where I don't care what people think, and if you do, that's fine. And if you want to live in the wrong body, that's totally up to you. Like, nobody can force you. It's not something that, you know, you just do to be trendy. For sure, you would, if you are trans and you're really thinking about changing your body to match your gender, then you really should. If you know, if it's that important that you're thinking about it. If it's something you'd rather hide because you're afraid to lose your family and your life as you know it and stuff, I understand that. No one's judging you. I feel bad for you that you can't come out and be you, male or female. You know, like, we're all suffering, and I believe a lot of us are suffering physical stresses due to this, and it almost tore me up. So take it from an old broad that don't wait until you're in my age to do it. It's very difficult at this age. Do it when you're young, you know, in your 20s, 30s, even 40s. It's a lot easier. I'll be almost 60 when I get my surgery, so I waited a long time. Maybe, you know, some people say too long. I say no. Any time is a good time. But it would have been better if I'd have done it, you know, 40 years ago when I found out I was transgender. But I didn't. I let society bully me. I let them punk me off, and I regret it so much. I've lost all these years that I could have been actually living my life instead of living a life of somebody I wasn't. And that's the worst part, the worst feeling in your heart, that you know you let people bully you into not being you. For some people that might be hard to, you know, soak in. But if you're trans, you'll fully understand what I'm saying. I didn't even want to grow up. You know, I thought I was the worst freak on the planet when I was a young kid growing up. I just didn't understand what all this stuff that was happening meant. Back in my day, it wasn't possible to be a girl in a boy's body or a boy in a girl's, vice versa. Either or. It wasn't feasible. It was something that was laughed at, you know. And like I said, you were considered dirty and nasty if you even so much talked about gay or homosexual was called back then. They didn't have the word gay then. But nowadays, it's, you know, it's very much more accepting. The LGBT basically has not forced its way in, but it worked its way in. I helped that fight. For the last 40 years, I've been a part of that fight. And now we have to fight for the transgenders. We have to fight for their equality and fight for the mutual respect that other people want from us. We want it too. And, you know, it's not like we're not the ones trying to force all these laws on people. That's the government. But basically, and we're just people. And we're just doing what we feel is best for us. And, you know, I don't judge you on what you do, especially the people who drink and then drive their kids to work, or people who smoke dope around their kids, or, you know, smoke crack or whatever around their kids and stuff. They're judging me? I don't think so. Look, we all have faults. We're human. And we all have things that we're hiding. We're human. So if you're hiding it and you're finding you're going through a lot of physical distress, it's probably because you're hiding who you are. Maybe talk to a psychiatrist or a psychologist, or go to a trans clinic and talk to them, you know. A lot of the times they can help assess what your issue is. Myself, I knew, and it wasn't a matter of, you know, having to go ask them. I've known for 40 years. Since I was 17 years old, when I kind of put it all together and figured it all out, what my past meant and what my future was going to mean. So basically, don't let society do that to you. Be you, be yourself, be proud, love yourself in your heart. it doesn't matter what anyone else says. Look, you know how much I have to put off people snickering and laughing behind their hands, nudging their friends and doing the head nod thing. You know, that goes off my cheek. Because those people are just immature or ignorant. And you can't fix that. You can't even medicate it, right? But if you stand up and be you and proudly, then they kind of drift away. It doesn't become so funny to them anymore because they're not affecting you. If you let them affect you, then they go for the kill, okay? Trust me. So just be yourself, and if you need to, reach out to someone who's transgender and talk with them, you know. Basically, we're all going through, you know, crazy stuff. Some people are getting physical threats and actually being attacked, and some people are getting intimidated, and, you know, like I said, the snickering and the laughing and the comments. The comments online are just phenomenal, and I've had to ignore some pretty nasty ones. Luckily, there's only been a couple in the 60 plus videos that I've made, but I expect more coming. I don't care about them. They don't matter, because what matters to me is what I'm doing. And I feel so much better now that I'm doing this and not hiding who I am, that their comments don't faze me. And if you are proud of who you are, then be who you are. Don't be afraid. And, you know, I hope this video has sunk into somebody somewhere. Basically because, like I say, 80% of trans people don't ever come forward for their treatment. So that's, if you say there's 5,000 trans people in, say, Ontario, that means that there's a whole lot more that are, you know, not. Like 50,000 almost. So basically, do what's best for you. Do what's in your heart. But don't live in the wrong body if you don't have to. There's ways to fix things. You know, that some people react really badly at first, and then they'll kind of come around. I found a few. My sister found a few. My sister actually had friends say, if you don't kick him out, him out, then we're not going to be your friend anymore. And she said, well, say la vie. Bye. You know, if that's the way it's going to be, I'm not kicking her out, and she's my sister, and I'm standing by her. And that meant so much to me. And, you know, I think a lot of other family members would be the same way. You know, I know a lot of my trans sisters have complained about losing their families, and that's a sad thing, and I lost mine too. Most of them are all dead now, but I mean, they wouldn't support this. The only one who I believe would be my mother, and she died back in '97, so she never really got to know who I was. She could never figure out why I was such a bitch, though. But I'm sure she knows now. But no, from me to you, please don't live in the wrong body. It's so stressful, and it's just not good for you. And it's not good for the people around you, the people you love and the people who love you. Be honest with them. Be who you are, and hopefully things will work out. And I will talk to you next time. Bye.